Hi first graders, Mrs. Schirkenbach here. I keep trying to tape the same video. I think this is like my third or fourth time, and I get 5 minutes in and the camera stops working. So fingers crossed this time it will work. I'm hoping so. So today's Mother's Day. I'm enjoying some time with my family and getting ready to go to my mom's house and surprise her. We didn't think we were gonna see my mom today, even though we see my mom every Mother's Day. But this Mother's Day is just different this year. My dad has a surgery coming up, so it's super important that he does not get the virus. So we're trying to be very, very careful. But we miss my mom, so the boys and I made a big sign for her, and we're gonna buy her some flowers and just surprise her at her house. And we'll just park in the driveway and talk to her from there. I hope you're having a wonderful day with your family. Today is another phonics video, and for this video, we're going to first review some of the sounds that we've already learned. Second, we're going to learn some new sound, well, not a new sound, but new spellings for a sound that you already know. And then we're gonna write some words that practice that new spelling. So to write the words, you're gonna need something to write with. I have a marker, and you're gonna need something to write on, like a marker board or a paper or something like that. If you do not have those supplies in front of you, please pause the video and go and get the supplies. I'll be waiting for you when you come back. Is everyone ready with your supplies? Well, we're gonna begin with some review. I'm gonna hold up a card, and the card will have 2 or 3 letters on it. What I'd like you to do is yell out the sound that the letters make. Even though there's more than one letter on the card, they're only gonna stand for one sound. Once you know the sound, say it. See if you can say it before I tell you the sound. Sit up straight and tall. Here we go. CK. WH. Oh, we had a tough one right out of the gate here. This is a tricky one. It's new, and it has 3 letters. DGE. The sound that DGE makes is J. Remember, it comes after a short vowel. That's what that little line is there for. And it says J. SH. Sh. CH. Ch. TCH also says ch. This is the spelling after a short vowel. That's why that little line is there, to show it comes after other letters. Last, TH or How'd you do? I hope you knew most of those. I know the card that has a DGE on it is new, so that one might have been tricky. Remember, DGE says J. We don't hear the D sound at all. Today we're going to learn some spellings for a sound that you're very familiar with, and the sound is A. That sound comes up in a lot of words, doesn't it? There's a lot of different ways to spell the sound A. It's important for us as readers to know all the sounds and all the spellings for that sound, so that when we see a spelling, we know what sound the letters are going to make. I know that a lot of you know this spelling for A. I call it A blank E because a letter has to go in that blank. But that's the magic E or bossy E or mommy E, whatever you might call it. But that is the spelling for A. A by itself also says A sometimes. If it's at the end of a word or the end of a syllable, it will say A. Today we're going to learn 2 new spellings for A. Some of you might already know some other ways how to spell A. Make sure you listen closely so that you can learn these spellings for the sound A. The first way I'm going to try to introduce these sounds to you is I'm going to give you a word, and I want you to count the sounds in the word. Then I'm going to write the word for you on my marker board and see if you can figure out how A is being spelled. The first word is pay. Count the sounds. A, pay. Two sounds. I'm going to write the word. A, pay. Look at my word. How is A spelled? That's right. You can see it right here. It's spelled A-Y. A-Y can spell the sound A. I have it on a card right here. A-Y says A. Let's try another one. Count the sounds. The next word is day. D-A. Two sounds in day. I'm going to write the word on my board. D-A. Day. How is A spelled in day? A-Y again. A-Y says A. Next, count the sounds in the word stay. S-T-A. Stay. I'm going to write that word on my board. S-T-A. Stay. That is the word stay. And yes, again, A is spelled A-Y. And do you notice anything about where in the word A-Y comes up? Look at those words closely. Every time I used the A-Y spelling for A, the A was the last sound in the word. It was not the first sound or the middle sound. It was the last sound. So I'm thinking maybe a lot of the time when we hear A at the end, it could often be spelled A-Y. A-Y is one way to spell the sound A. I'm going to teach you another way now. I want you to once again count the sounds in the word. The first word is paid. A, D. Three sounds. I'm going to write it for you. P, A, D. Paid. Do you see how it's spelled? Not A-Y. A-I. And look where that sound comes up in the word. It's in the middle. It's not at the end, it's in the middle. A-I is another way to spell the sound A. Let's try another word. The next word is brain. B-R-A-N. Brain. Four sounds in brain. Let me write the word. B-R-A-N. Brain. Do you have a guess how A-I will be spelled in this word? Or I gave it away. A-I. The A sound in brain is spelled A-I. Is that what you were thinking? It's in the middle of the word. The sound A is not at the end, it's in the middle. So I'm thinking maybe a lot of times when we hear A in the middle of the word, A-I might be the spelling that we want to use. The next thing we're going to do is I'm going to have you practice writing some words that have A spelled A-I or A spelled A-Y. Before I do that, I just want to teach you a little rhyme that might help some of you. This is my rhyme. I'm going to put the card down a minute. When two vowels go walking, the first one does the talking. A and I are going walking. They're side by side, right next to each other. When two vowels go walking, the first vowel does the talking. It says its name. What is this letter's name? A, and that's what it says. A, I are walking, and A is doing the talking. A-I. A-Y, same kind of idea. Remember that Y is sometimes a vowel. And it's acting like a vowel in this letter combination. When A-Y are going walking, A is doing the talking. Let's practice writing some words that have that sound A in them. And we're going to spell A, A-Y, or A-I. So what I'd like you to do is pick up your pencil or your marker and draw a line right down the middle of your board or down the middle of your page. So it looks kind of like my board. On the left side, we're going to write the letters A-Y. What does A-Y say? That's right, it says A. Remember, when two vowels go walking, the first vowel does the talking. On this side, we're going to write our other new spelling for A, which is, I think you know it, A-I. And remember, A-I says A. Again, when two vowels go walking, the first vowel does the talking. So now your paper should look kind of like mine. The left side will say A-Y and the right A-I. All the words that have A spelled A-Y are going to be written on this side of my board. And all the words where A is spelled A-I are going to be written on this side of my board. Let's get ready to start. Pick up your pencil if you've set it back down. The first word that we're going to write is the word lay. Let's count the sounds. L-A. The last sound is A, so I'm going to spell A, A-Y. Lay. L-A. A is the last sound. I'm going to spell it A-Y. Check your work with mine. See how you did. The next word is clay. I made something with clay. Let's count the sounds. K-L-A. My last sound is A. I'm going to write it in this column, A-Y, because the last sound is A. K-L-A-Y for A. K-L-A, clay. Next word, mail. I went to the mailbox to get the mail. Let's count the sounds. M-A-O. This time A is not the last sound. So what do you think? How are we going to spell A in this word? We're going to spell it A-I. It's the middle sound. Mail. M-A-O. Mail. This is the kind of mail that comes in your mailbox. There is another word mail in English, and it means a boy or a man. That is spelled differently than this mail. The next word we're going to write is the word way. Do you know the way home? Count the sounds. W-A. W-A, way. I noticed that A is my last sound. How do you think we're going to spell A if A is the last sound? A-Y or A-I? We're going to spell it A-Y. This is the spelling we often use when we hear A at the end of the word. The word is way. W-A, way. Try a couple more words. The next word is gain. To gain means to get something. Gain. Let's count the sounds. G-A-N. Gain. In this word, A comes in the middle of the word. That's where that sound comes. G-A-N. Gain. So how do you think we're going to spell A if the A sound is in the middle? A-I or A-Y? We're going to spell it A-I because it's the middle sound. G-A-N. G-A-N. Gain. When A is in the middle, we often spell it AI. There are other ways too, but if we're gonna pick between AI and AY, if it comes in the middle, it's gonna be spelled AI. What do you think? One more word, does that sound good? We'll end with the word tail. Count the sounds. T, A, O, tail. T, A, O, tail. I hear that A sound in the middle. You write that word where you think it goes. Is A going to be spelled A-Y or A-I? I'll write it on my board. T, A-O, tail. Did you get it? The AI is in the middle. The A sound is in the middle, so we're going to use the spelling AI. Now let's see if you can read all of the words that we wrote. Remember, when we see AY, we say A. Let's try those words first. Try this one. Lay. This one. Clay. Last. Way. Now let's try the other column. Remember, when we see AI, we say A. Try to read this word. Male. This one. Gain. This one. Tail. Nice job. First graders, today we learned 2 new spellings for A, AY, and AI. It's important for us as readers to know those spellings so that when we get to a word we don't know, we know what sound those letters are going to make. If your teacher posted this video on your class page and you can comment on it, I would love to read in the comments some words that you find in your books where AY is spelled, or where A is spelled AY and A is spelled AI. If you're reading a book and you find a word that has one of those spellings in it, write that word in the comments on your class page so I can see it. I would love to see what words you're finding. I hope all of you have a wonderful day today, and I hope to see all of you again soon. Goodbye.